In recent news, a case that has shocked public opinion keeps resurfacing. The suspect, Taylor Robinson, a young man only 22 years old, was arrested for allegedly attempting to assassinate Charlie Kirk. One of the biggest points of attention was the role his father played in the incident. According to multiple reports, when the father saw the photos released by the police, he recognized his own son. He then chose to contact the authorities, ultimately leading to his son's arrest. Many people have described this as a modern version of great righteousness above family ties. But let us clarify something first. There is no official confirmation that the father was actually a police officer. This remains more of a media narrative and public speculation. Still, regardless of his exact identity, his actions sparked a wider discussion. What if this had happened within the framework of Eastern philosophy, particularly Confucian thought? In Confucian teaching, there is a well-known principle. The father conceals for the son, and the son conceals for the father. This comes from the Analects, when Confucius heard the story of a so-called upright man who reported his father for stealing a sheep. He responded, "In my village, the upright are different. A father protects his son, and a son protects his father." True uprightness lies within this. To Confucius, family bonds are natural and sacred, deeper than the cold impartiality of the law. In other words, if this were handled through Confucian ethics, the father might not have turned his son in right away. Instead, he might have made a very different choice. Imagine, in a household shaped by Confucian values, the father sees his son's face on the news. His heart churns like a storm. As someone who has long served in the system, he knows exactly what law and order mean. But standing before him is not just a criminal suspect. It is his flesh and blood. In that moment, he does not report, nor does he push his son to surrender. Instead, he resigns from his post, lays down his official status, and takes his son away from their homeland, beginning a life of exile. This is not cowardice. It is protection. In Confucian eyes, the bond between father and son is the most fundamental tie under heaven. Their escape is not merely running from the law. It is a journey to seek another way of understanding fate. Together they walk over mountains, across wilderness, enduring hardship, sharing silent nights and whispered confessions. The father does not scold, he only accompanies. The son does not deny, he only reflects. Slowly, they come to realize that true responsibility cannot be escaped. Exile is not refusal, it is a spiritual journey. One day, destiny catches up. Law enforcement finally finds them, yet neither resists. The father takes his son's hand, standing calmly in the wind, his eyes free of fear. Because during their journey, they had already completed the true lesson, understanding family, duty, and fate. The moment they are taken away is not despair, but acceptance, a recognition of heaven's order and human bonds. This is an alternative Confucian ending, not one of betrayal in the name of righteousness, but of facing a harsh world through family loyalty, of dissolving fear with companionship. Even if the law eventually takes them away, there is no regret, for they had already found clarity on the road. The story may not match reality, but it highlights the difference between East and West. In understanding justice and family in the West, law stands above all, and the father cooperates with the authorities. In Confucian thought, family is the highest law, and the bond between father and son can even outweigh obedience to the state. Neither stance is absolutely right or wrong. They simply reflect different systems of value. And it is in these differences that we find the most thought-provoking collisions between Eastern and Western philosophy.